Why do we make things more and more complicated in our lives? Because we think too much about private interests in our minds. When making decisions, focusing on personal interest makes it very difficult to choose. However, if you set aside personal interests and don't consider them too important, decision-making becomes easier. This is because you've reached a higher level of thinking. Reaching a higher dimension means, for instance, handling a traffic jam at an intersection. On a plane, intersections can become jammed because cars collide and get squeezed together. To solve this, you can either control the traffic lights to stop everyone and let the traffic pass, or build an overpass. An overpass shifts traffic from a two-dimensional plane to a three-dimensional height, preventing jams. Michimori Kazuo said that if you elevate your life perspective, you can set aside personal concerns, similar to rising above traffic like an overpass to view the congestion below. What an effective metaphor! In our lives, we should use higher dimensions to solve problems rather than being stuck in personal interests and arguing dialectically with self-interest. You'll find it's always a zero-sum game. The world has only so much to offer, so if I take more, you get less, and vice versa. This zero-sum mindset leads to conflicts. Instead, we should view the world as a community with a shared future. This means working together to create more welfare, expanding the pie rather than competing over limited resources. And we all come to compete. This is to rise to a higher level to look at the problem of contradiction. So of course, Kazuo said that if we can consider the problem from the principle and reduce self-interest, decision-making will become much simpler. Chapter 3 tells us that the process of life cultivation is to constantly temper the soul and improve the mind. When you are able to view life as a process of improving your character, you will find that you have great anti-fragility. Starting a business can be very painful. Many who succeed in business still lead challenging lives. If success doesn't eliminate pain, why start a business? This dilemma remains problematic whether you succeed or fail. The key to a happy life is to view work or starting a business as a way to strengthen your character. Why? If you succeed and make money, you enjoy a better life and fulfill your responsibilities. If you don't make money, it's still an opportunity to build your character. So Kazuo believes that if you can view life as a process of honing your soul and improving your mind, you can do a lot of things. For example, first of all, we say that humility is a very important thing. When Kazuo asked all Kyocera people to maintain a humble attitude, why is humility important? First, we need to understand why people are proud. Kazuo believes that people are proud because we privatize our talents. What does it mean to be able to privatize? There is a good saying in China. Taking the credit of heaven, it means that if you can accomplish this thing, it is definitely not because of your own efforts. But once we become arrogant, we will think, how could such a result be achieved if it were not for me? You turn all the causes and conditions around you, all the macro and micro environments that help you and your team members into your personal abilities. This is called privatization of talent. If you privatize your talents, you will inevitably become inflated. Once you become inflated, you will lose your humility, and without humility, you will make a series of mistakes. Arrogance will hurt others, and arrogance will bring about disputes over interests. It will make you feel that others don't look good to you. So when you see that you don't like the people around you, you should always ask yourself, am I proud again? Do I think I am an amazing person again? So keeping humble is a very important direction to temper your mind. Then don't have emotional troubles. The so-called emotional troubles are the personal desires that Wang Yangming talked about. So Kazuo is completely learning Confucianism and Wang Yaoming, and there are some Buddhist colors in it. Wang Yangming said, what is personal desires? It means that if you are troubled, it is normal. But if the troubles reach the level that you can't stand it and affect your work, it must be because you are too obsessed with thoughts. Many people ask me how I can give a speech without being nervous, saying, Dr. Fan, you don't seem nervous when you speak. I finally understood this because I don't aim to please anyone with my speech. I simply come to communicate with everyone and don't care if others think I am great after the speech. If you have the idea of wanting to impress others, you'll inevitably be nervous, as you'll worry about their evaluation of you. Do you see the point? When your thoughts become overly active, pain naturally arises. So if you reduce such thoughts, you will experience fewer emotional troubles. What are emotional troubles? Worry, fear, anxiety, jealousy, etc. are not helpful in solving the problem itself, and that is called emotional trouble. When you encounter setbacks, you should think that it may also purify my soul, and it is an opportunity. In fact, if you put it another way, people may be more likely to accept it, and this is the anti-fragile attitude. If you think that bad luck is not that bad luck, you will feel particularly unlucky, because it is a fact that I am unlucky. But if you have the ability of anti-fragility in your way of thinking, you will think that bad luck is a reminder. Bad luck is opportunity. If you have a little religious disposition, you will think that bad luck is a form of karma. That's cause and effect, right? To offset the bad sound I made before, it finally came out today. So I may have less in the future, and this is an anti-fragile attitude. So Kazuo said that many people constantly want to pursue the state of enlightenment in life. I think it is better to constantly sharpen your mind than to constantly pursue the state of enlightenment. When you can view life as a process of sharpening your mind, the whole life will become simple and enjoyable. We make the universe more beautiful by constantly creating more value. When we make decisions, we should think more about the changes in this society. If we lower our inner selfishness, the pain will be reduced a lot. These are all plain words, and I really think these words are an irrefutable truth. There is no need to accept too much debate. If you are willing to accept it, accept it. If you don't want to accept it, it's up to you. But Kazuo is very sincere in sharing his life experience with everyone.